And we are live. Hello, everyone. It's a little bit late. I'm sorry. I have business to do. And by business, I mean go to my cousin's house for his birthday, because that's important. But yeah, we're live. We're going to be having a bit of a shorter session today. We've got a couple of people out at the moment. Hopefully they can jump back in. Jeremy's internet's out, so Mim's going to try and help him fix that. Otherwise, they'll jump back in when they can. But for now, we'll have our good old friend Darian explain what happened last time.
Last time on Echoes, the party spent the remainder of the time they had on the farm preparing and keeping an eye out for more ankegs, which did not return that night. The next day, they continued with lookout duty, and eventually everyone except the chef and one of the guards ended up in a pasture they attacked last time, waiting for them to show up again, which they did. Annex, scouting with Little Val, spotted them first and warned everyone nearby. Unfortunately, the ankegs noticed the party's presence and dove beneath the ground, bursting up and surprising everyone, including the nearby livestock, and starting the combat. The acid-spitting beasts managed to strike down a few cattle and knock Osiris unconscious, but in the end the party had the upper hand, and after with several devastating blows, they slew the 4 beasts. Unfortunately, Annex had spotted 5 when they first appeared, and the location of the final beast revealed itself as Chef, Old Will, and his wife were attacked by the final ankeg at the farmhouse. Old Will was knocked unconscious. His wife grabbed the child and ran for safety as Chef got its attention. She wasn't on her own though, as the final guard came running in to assist from where he was resting nearby. In the end, she probably didn't need the help though, and with the threat dealt with, the party was fed a good meal and they were provided with feed for their horses for the remaining travel to Andivine. Next day they departed and finished their travel unaccosted. Almost immediately upon arriving in Andivine, they were reacquainted with an old companion, as Jakurva returned to the group. He and Chef had a brief conversation away from the party, then she parted ways, disappearing into the city. Finally returning to where everything began, the party met with Zerosh/Azerod and received the remaining payment owed to them, as well as a 5,000 gold as frustration pay. Unfortunately for Christine, this resulted in the sudden return of all the memories that were altered by the caretaker. She handled it well. As the party went to leave, they were accosted by 2 familiar figures, a halfling and a Goliath, Eyes of Tabris. They apprehended the party and led them out of town to a burnt-down church, where it was revealed that Jakurva was the one who caused it and killed the priests there. Not a good start when the people you're talking with are cops, but it turned out that the people here were Gavels, a sect of the Eyes who do not agree with the tenets of judge, jury, but not executioner. They offered Jakurva a pardon for his crimes if he agreed to work with them to uproot this sect. They placed a liaison in the party to keep an eye on them, Judas, a hobgoblin paladin of Tabris, and an old acquaintance of Jakurva's. Leaving the church, they stepped out into the mid-afternoon light. The party figures out what they're going to do next, and from here we'll pick it back up.
As we get to that scene, we have inspiration handed over to Jakurva and Selena, and Jakurva gets to pick the other person because we thought he did really well last week, and we really couldn't pick between everyone else. So he is gifted the second inspiration from Judas. And we begin as you all are making your way up the stairs a couple of minutes after Jake and Fred have left the room. As you all climb up, the mid-afternoon sky, starting to become orange in its light, is peeking through the burnt and charred remains of this church.
So yeah, what do you all want to do?
So, I know from experience what Akvor can do. What do you 3, 4 people have to offer to the party? I myself have a little bit of healing magic, and I'm very well acquainted in melee combat. As I say this as we gather in the burnt ashes of the church, I'm going to look around the party.
I mostly just got standing through magic, really.
I'd say the majority of us are spellcasters. I have a little healing of my own.
Good to know.
I'm not gonna really pay him much attention. I'm just gonna head straight for the cart and just get into it.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on that. on the party as a whole, actually, I'd like to try and gather any as much information as I possibly can glean from a first impression, if that's possible.
Yep, make the insight roll. Yeah.
Insight against their passive charisma scores.
Natural 1. 19.
Wow.
None of them seem to be misleading you in any way or shape or form. They don't seem to be telling you lies or half-truths. Osiris not mentioning everything, you can't really tell what's up with that in that regard, but Christine, you get a glimpse of something. You can't tell what exactly, but she seems to be not speaking to you for some sort of reason, undetermined if it's due to you or if it's due to other circumstances. But there seems to be a reason for her non-committal talking. Everyone else is being relatively open with what they're saying, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like I'm like basically like cordial, like polite, and I don't seem to have like any issues with you being in the group.
Yeah, it's when I did my divine sense earlier,
Mm-hmm.
could I detect any celestial energies or any splashes of it? Because I know I detect.
Yeah, you did. Like, there's. It's not really something you detect because she's not a celestial.
Yes.
It's same as how you wouldn't get a fiend from a
a
tiefling.
tiefling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oof.
So no, you wouldn't have gotten a reading from that.
Okay.
Because yeah,
I
above
got-
all, they are humanoid.
The only fiend I got was the actual fiend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
the
got.
literal fiend. Yeah.
You also felt a little from Christine, but that was it.
I think it was also like a tiny bit as well from Anik, from what I remember.
No, that was mainly just the imp.
Okay.
So, do you guys have any sort of plans on what you guys wish to do? I'm fine with hanging around town to get provisions, and then I would like to depart off to the Absalom. If you guys
Yeah,
have
unless Jeremy split it up, you guys still have. I think Osiris still has 5,000 gold pieces in the bag of holding that you've yet to divvy up, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think we had the time to do because we went straight from there to here.
And
Yeah.
Osiris also would mention, well, I'm at some place to go, but we also have a bit of business in Telnarous. If we can go get our back pay and maybe head off to that job we have with Sarosh.
What job would that be exactly? If I'm going to be traveling with you, I believe open honesty and clear communication will help guide us in this endeavor. I would like to know what we're up against. I don't mind.
Yeah, someone who isn't the GM, maybe inform him.
Please.
Basically, we're looking for some gates of some sort. Magical
Gate?
gates.
What do?
It's more to do with. It's honestly, we don't really know all that much about it at the moment, but they are possibly a risk, and we are trying to stop it from hurting anyone.
Okay. Walk and talk. Come. Have you guys got a place to stay for the night? I currently do. I can possibly hook you up at the inn.
I'm pretty sure we had a spot, didn't we? Trying to remember.
You guys haven't organized anything
No.
since getting here. You
Oh,
literally,
no, that's right, because we literally just went straight.
yeah, you literally arrived in town, went straight straight to Jakova, straight to Zerosh/Azeroth, and then straight out here. You haven't really had much. Yeah, Jakova found you guys,
I think
but
the
you
only
haven't really
one
had a
probably
chance of sitting
would've
down.
been Probably me that had some set up, but that's because I was there slightly before yours.
Yeah, you can absolutely have a inn somewhere already organized Jakova, or if you wanted to, you could have literally just been like crashing at the Zerosh's.
You
something
know,
like that.
Like I'd probably sleep in a tree if I had the chance.
Yeah.
I've been sleeping around
Well,
town.
I can't answer for Jakova, but I know the rest of us didn't really get much of a chance to put our feet up. We've been pretty much on the move since we got here.
Moment's rest would be nice.
Let's just head back then, as I imagine we've already started walking out by this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone seems to be.
Yeah,
piling
I'm
into
assuming you're.
Yeah, I wasn't
We're
sure if
walking
it was
and
like
talking.
we were walking or taking a some sort of transport back, or if it was
You're
I
all.
think it
You're all walking.
We have the cart.
The cart was staying. No, the cart was with
yeah.
Zerosh. He's.
Yeah.
Well,
If
I
that's
thought
the
came
case,
with
I probably will.
No,
try
yeah,
to
they
walk
took the
you
cart here,
ahead.
AJ.
I thought they walked here because they were
No.
walking Jakova.
No, they
No,
took the
the
cart.
big guy had to walk on his own because he
Okay.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cart's there.
Well, either way, I'm going to start walking on ahead. Whether they try to stop me or not, it's up to them.
Yeah, that's why I just jumped into the cart like straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just heading out with Judas, and I imagine we'll probably just get into the cart and start to go.
Is Jakova getting in the cart or is Jakova
Oh no,
walking?
I'm just going to take a peaceful walk back to town.
I'm not letting him out of my sight, so I'm following Jakova.
Okay.
I'll also go
Well,
with
since the
kitty.
cart. What was that, Mim?
I will also go with the kitty.
Okay, so the three of you.
Since the cart basically moves. Yeah, the cart only moves at like slightly faster than walking speed.
Yeah.
For like short distances, so it's really not hard for you all to keep up with the cart.
It's just like, okay, they're walking, I guess. All right. It's just like I stay in the cart.
Yeah, it's like Osiris probably leading because I feel like he's kind of the one who normally drives the cart,
Yeah.
and he's at the front. And I just like the idea of you going trundling along, and it's just Selena sitting at the back, just watching you guys as you're only like maybe 8 meters ahead of the rest of the group.
I think he'd
Like,
also
there's
be
two
the
of you
only
sitting in the
person-
cart.
I think like he'd be
Maybe
the
it's
only
Lena.
person with the proficiency.
I think he is.
Yeah. Which is probably why it's him.
After about 2 hours, slightly less for the cart, you arrive back in Andavine. You
Okay.
can have your walk and talk conversations on the while we're doing this, but yeah, if there is any
Yeah,
more.
I lost audio completely.
Good.
How much
You're
do you-
back in Andavine. Boom. There you
Okay.
caught up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what are you all gonna do?
I'm going to, well, seeing as they're around, and I'm just going to go find nearby inn and just wait until they give some sort of direction, since I'm back with them. And I get the feeling I'm not going to be able to shake Judas off, so I'm just going to sit and bore him.
Yeah, as soon as like we get there and we like come across an inn, I'll just be like, I guess this will do. If everyone else is okay with it.
Mm.
Yeah, there's like I believe the Snappy Dragon was the inn you guys stayed in last time you were in this
Yeah.
town.
Did I like it? Yeah, I'm sure I liked it.
What's the price again?
There's a bearded dragon lizard folk and he's got a great name.
Gold piece a night or something, wasn't it?
5 silver a night.
Yeah, it's 5 silver a night.
They get a gold. As I proceed to go just sit outside like the front window or something.
Thank you. He says you put the one gold on the table and like one of the eyes kind of follows you, and he's just like looking really slowly, turning his head after you, just keeping the one eye trained on you, and then he looks back at the door with the other eye.
Mm-hmm.
Staying for a night, everyone?
I
I'll
guess
give
so.
them 5 silver.
Cool, I'll do the same.
I'll give 5 silver.
I'll give 5 silver. Actually, I'll give a gold. I'll pay for Osiris.
All right. He's just like the innkeeper just looks across all of you.
The tips tonight,
Yeah, just like slides all the money off the counter into like whatever it is below the counter he keeps the money in, and then just like divvies up the room keys for everyone. Doesn't really say much, but just like watches you all separately with each eye.
Nods politely and
Flicks his
heads
tongue
to
once or
the
twice at you all.
room.
As I get my room key, I will walk up to my room and then immediately cast Divine Sense.
His vision's gone. Run! You've got a moment.
Actually, I was going to ask, would I be able to actually see if he's gone out of my sight? Perception.
Yeah, you can see him. Like he's a pretty big dude. I wouldn't even say like he just walks up the stairs at the side of the room. There's like a balcony area that overlooks kind of the main food/drinking area, but the rooms are a bit further in. So it's like you watch him go up the stairs, across the balcony area, and then disappear behind a wall.
Oh, well, if he goes out of sight, I'm just going to walk off to, I believe there was a local church that I was here last time.
I think that was the one that burned down.
No, not the burnt down one. I believe there was another spot I was
There
going
are
to.
3 big local churches, one for each of the major 3 gods, and there is a bunch of shrines, but they're usually each of the shrines are kind of located more near the gates to the city.
Yeah, well, if he goes out of my sight, I'm immediately walking off towards
Yeah,
one
the
of them.
burnt down ones is about 2 hours outside of the town. This is like more of a central, like, not really a cathedral. It's like a church. The one out of the town was more like a chapel.
Can I do something before I leave?
Yeah, like all 3 of them, the Jinkadi, Kamashian, and Judas, Judge Tabris, not Judas.
Yeah.
Their 3 churches are all located together because they usually are like a triplet of the 3 all in one area. Yeah, you did your Divine Sense.
But before I leave
what's the range on Divine Sense?
60 feet radius.
Is there a limitation on through
Dimmy?
voice?
Solid.
That is
I'm
not
lagging,
behind
this is
total
weird.
cover.
60 feet is not behind total cover, so yeah, if there's a wall, it would not go through the wall. So, you Divine Sense your room,
Yes.
you don't see anything in your room.
Cool. Alright, I'ma then walk back out. Do I see Jakuva walking off?
Damn.
Yes.
Approach! I cast command on him.
Roll the save.
Is that a save?
Yep.
And what's the range on that?
60 feet.
It's up to the DMs if I'm in range of that, I guess.
Okay, wait, so you left as soon as...
As soon as he would have went out of... Yeah, as soon as he went out of my eyesight, I started walking off.
The sensors are pulsed to give.
That's why I'm leaving it up to you on that one. If you think I'm within 60 feet, I'll do the save,
Well,
but
your standard walking speed is 30 feet per turn, and
35, so...
35 in Divine Sense is an action to cast.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So-
instantaneous at least, though, to be fair.
I'll say he's probably just out of the range. Like, you could cast it, not sure if it would hit or not, and then it wouldn't hit.
Alright. So, I'll cast it. It doesn't work.
And I'm just gaining distance.
You know, Jakuva, this is a great way to violate your probation. I suggest you stay for now.
Didn't hear
You ended-
anything.
Yeah, he's like out the front door and you're in your room. Yep. Make a perception check, Judas.
Yep.
Just while I quickly have everyone here, before everyone like leaves to do stuff, Osiris will divvy out 100 platinum coins to Christine, Selena, and Annex.
Thank you.
Oh wait, that's 4 people. Let me do math real quick. No, the girls. Yeah, sorry. 125 platinum coins each. And then
It's quite nice.
he will give 62 platinum coins to Jacoba.
Okay.
And he will keep 63 on him.
Oh.
But yeah, with that perception, I'll say like you're in your room, you did the divine sense, you don't sense anything. You look around, and that's like you just glance around the room and you see a window, and that's like in the distance. You just watch Jacoba walk around a corner. Like you get to that just moment of you being like, he left the moment you went upstairs, and he's out of sight already. He's gone down a street.
God, fuck. I bolt downstairs and I try and follow him.
What's everyone else do as this happens? Because Jacoba just got up and
Can
left.
I trip him while he runs downstairs?
Yoki, you can try and make a athletics check, and Judas, you can resist with athletics or acrobatics.
I will not
Small
suit
talon
athletics.
legs. Oh.
I have a feeling he's probably gonna beat. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So you come running down the stairs, Judas. Annex, you put your foot out to like trip him as he goes down the last step, but Judas just like leaps the last 4 steps entirely, and this kid like bursts out the door.
I just want him to
That's
leave.
where it's up, cat!
The lizard folk behind the counter just like flicks its tongue once and then blinks slowly with each eye separately.
What time is it, out of curiosity?
Like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Such a temptation to cast hold person on him.
Perfect. I'm just gonna go straight up to my room and I'm going to rest for 6 hours at least.
Okay, so you're gonna get the equivalent of the shortest version of a long rest in.
And then I'm gonna use the other 2 hours to go somewhere.
What about Slayer?
I'm just gonna vibe with Osiris and Annex for the time being, because like, you know, a nice warm meal is always nice after a long trip.
Yeah.
Fair. You'll
And
hang
I
out.
honestly give like 0 fucks about what Judas and Jacoba are doing. I'm just like, these are grown men that are a part of like some like Church of Tabris. Like, why are they acting like this?
Yeah. Annex, you do feel little Val at one point like leaves your shoulder in their invisible state because they're still an imp. You can turn them back into an otter if you want to at some point, but right now they're still the imp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel them like leave you at some point, and then like 5 minutes later they come back. They don't say anything. They just do.
I just look at him and just go find anything interesting.
The idiots are running across town.
Can everyone see Val, or is it only?
No, he's invisible.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, imps have innate
Talking to
ability.
myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I already assume. I know warlocks. I assume it's familiar. I don't care. Just like,
Yeah, warlocks aren't very uncommon in Ghislaine, so yeah.
yeah. I mean, like there's like tons of them.
Could you maybe keep an eye on them and if a chance presents itself, help Jakuva get away from the crazy hobgoblin man? I don't really like him.
There's a long
What do I-
pause.
What do I get out of it?
What do you want? I promise not to turn you into an otter again.
He flies away immediately.
I just like, as I could hear her like talking to herself, I kind of just smirk, turn around, and just be like, it's almost as though he's like not met him before. Jakuva is kind of known for walking away.
Yeah, he's supposed to do it, but it really doesn't seem like he does, considering.
Yeah, I just think that maybe the stick that's firmly jammed up his ass is giving him some trouble.
Yeah, maybe it's hit his skull.
Cutting over to the other two, Jacoba, I'm assuming you're just sauntering. Like you're not rushing. I assume.
I mean, I'll probably slink into the crowds at some point, but like, yeah, it's not like dashing or anything.
I'm gonna say with that stealth roll of a 7,
Yeah.
Judas does eventually find you a few streets over.
Oh, I have no problem if he finds me. I'm just walking off.
Yeah. As you're making your way towards church, you do catch up to Jacoba before he reaches whatever destination he was going to.
Mind explaining to me where you're going?
To go see some prayer in action.
Very well. Just would rather you'd like it that you tell me where you go first.
And
before
I'd
you
much
go.
rather the company of a dead cow than you.
And unfortunately, you are on probation, and if you violate it, it might be gallows for you.
I'm well aware of the risk. Trust me.
It took a lot.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to continue on my path. You can follow, you cannot, I don't care. I'm simply going to observe the local sermons and such, or whatever happens to be going on right now.
Very well. I'll accompany you on this.
If you must.
As you guys continue moving to the plaza with the three major churches of faith in Endervine, you see the three major churches, and you see like all around this like sort of circular plaza. There's a couple little stone shrines intermittently. There's probably an additional 4 or 5 more there, but yeah, there's 5 small shrines, 3 large-sized churches. Where are you guys going?
I'd probably
I'll
just
say
honestly coin flip and go to any of them. It's not really...
Yeah, like if you were trying to be subtle, it's impossible because Judas is actively wearing the signs of an eye, and so he draws attention everywhere he goes. Like people aren't like stopping and being like, "Oh my god, it's an eye," but you can tell, the both of you, that like people are looking when you walk past, especially at Judas. And when you go into the square, it's like people just kind of glance at him, glance at the church, and then just keep going. Like, "Oh, clearly he's here for this reason."
Yeah, much like how it used to be. That the part that, I go in, I'll probably sit at the back if there's something going on, or I'll just, stand around, look around a bit.
Yeah. So, which of the 3 churches do you go into? Life, death, or judgment?
Let's go death.
Okay.
Alright.
You enter this large chapel made out of a more blackish grey stone.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go in,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to Dekubra, and I'd like to tell him. So, are we going to be doing what you did earlier? Are we going to be secretly observing the sermon? Or are we going to be observing the sermon?
I haven't the slightest clue what you're talking about. I'm simply
Please,
just going
you already
in
know what
to
happened.
sit down and relax for a bit. These are habits I've had for a while. I don't need to tell you what they are doing because you already know. So either join me or stand outside looking like... sort of just a claw gesture at his, up and down his body, like, whatever this is.
I'm fairly aware that I'm in my tablet and my regalia. I am just saying, if you are going to do what you do best here, it might be best for you to stay within at least an ear's reach. While I garner the attention, you can just observe.
Can I, just, at some point, put my finger up just sort of over his lips, like, shh, and just walk in, sit down at the back?
Whether he chooses to stop talking is entirely up to him, but yeah, you can do that.
As you walk in through this door, again, like this greyish, blackish stone brick of this building, at the top of the entranceway is a stained glass window, looking like a mirror. In the middle is a black silhouette. It seems to not have a general shape, it seems to sort of morph a little bit every so often, whatever the profile of what's in the mirror does. As you enter, you see probably about 19 or so people in pews with a man wearing a purple tabard with the same mirror symbol on his jacket as he seems to be performing a sermon over what seems to be a coffin. Laying out the name of a well-to-do businessman, not super like noble rich or anything, probably like a well-known tradesman who's earned quite a bit for himself to pay for a private funeral in this church. As the priest or priestess goes over their last rites, they perform a gentle repose spell on the body, and towards the end of the ceremony, everyone has a chance to go up to the coffin and say a few words or give a little moment for each person as you're sitting in the background. What's as Jacova's on a pew? What's Judas doing? Is he standing behind, or is he also sitting in a pew? What's going on?
Judas is going to be within walking distance of Jakova, letting him be a little bit more silent in his assessment. I'm just going to take in the scenery, as I've not been in very many places. I'm going to try and get a read on the people, see if there's any I'm going to try and see if there's any people who are happy that this person is dead.
There doesn't seem to be any
From first
malice.
impressions.
Mainly just kind somberness is what you get. People had a well life. This is very different to funerals that you know of back where you're from. It was mainly a funeral pyre, and it was never really one person at a time. It was more of a burn the bodies, they're dead now situation. There was no outward performances by anyone of power. It was just like, well, we've got bodies, let's get rid of them. So it's very interesting to see like an actual ceremony for you taking place. You see what looks like the last person of this group, probably a wife, is there for much longer than everyone else, and she starts sobbing and breaking down in front of everyone. And a young man goes up to her and tries to comfort, but it doesn't really seem to work, and it's sort of like this for the next 5 or so minutes.
It's a beautiful thing, death, isn't it?
Where I'm from, there is no time to mourn. It is just get rid of the body, move forward. That's it.
Hmm.
This feels a little bit more honorable.
Trust me, there is a lot more to how people see things outside of one group.
Great. Is it always like this?
Not
Some-
always. Some people end up dying in the battlefield. Some never make it home. Some die while out hunting, and we never get to see their corpses.
Should make that a disadvantage.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to hide myself touching my rings.
If you wanted Jacoby, you can make a perception, or you can just go for your passive perception.
It'd be the 13.
Yeah, I mean, my passive's a 15.
Yeah. So you notice just like as you're saying that, Judas just like reaches up and like just running a finger along like there's a ring, like the ring that's on his hand.
It's never easy.
Well, if you will excuse me for a moment, Judas, I'm going to go offer a small condolence for the departed.
That would be best. I'm not very.
As I
Should
will,
be part of my job, I should. But
yeah, I will get up. It's up to him if he decides to follow me. As I'll, I guess, is it like center sort of pews, like a?
It's like a normal church. The pews are on either side, and there's
Yeah,
like
a
about
center walkway sort of thing.
yeah, there's like a 2-person wide walkway in the middle.
Okay, so I'm going to walk up, approach the. You said it'd probably be the wife.
The widow, yeah.
Yeah, the widow. I will kneel down as I imagine she's not as tall.
Yeah, she's sitting in one of the pews at this point herself with her. You can probably tell due to the similarities, son next to her. There's like with an arm around her.
Hmm.
She like tries to compose herself a bit as you kneel and looks up, and then there's just a bit of confusion on her face because she doesn't know who you are.
If you don't mind, miss, I'd like to offer just a small token of sorrow. I'm not sure how well off you would have been given everything, but here's just a small thing to say I hope things work out, as I will go to hand over probably just a couple gold pieces.
You hand them to her, and there's just like, initially she doesn't really say anything in response because she doesn't know who you are, and you've just given her gold at her husband's funeral. And then she go, thank you?
Nothing to be thankful for, no. Please get any help you may need yourself. I know how tough this can be on a family. As I will get up and proceed to walk towards the exit.
Did you go with him, Judas, or did you stay in your pew?
I would have walked up with him, and as I would have, the eyes flash again. I want to check to see if this place is consecrated properly.
It's very consecrated.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. As your cover starts to leave, you notice that the wife doesn't notice you, but the son does notice like eye stuff on you. He looks at you, and he has this look of confusion as well as to why an eye is here at his father's funeral. And then as you start to walk away after Jacob, you just hear like the widow ask the son, like, "Do you know him?" Like you're confused. The son's like, "No." And then yeah, you leave earshot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll follow Jacob back. So,
Yeah.
We've been here a while. Perhaps we should get back to everyone else.
that would probably be for the best.
As... Go on.
You're going to need to probably explain yourself as soon as you get back with the others. Might as well do it when we're all a group.
As we...
And you get a shrug in response.
As we flash over to the scene, it seems to be Osiris is gone. He said he's going to get a little bit of equipment. Is anyone going to go with him, or is just Selena and Annex going to just stay at the inn?
I will potentially go. Let me just check what I put on me right now.
I'll probably just stay at the inn. Like, if it's just me on my own, I'd probably just get like my journal out and be like writing dot points down and maybe going over some of the like notes that Azeroth updated for me as well.
As you go and have a look at your notes, Annex goes and follows Cyrus as they go shopping. Cyrus goes by a nearby general store and picks up what seems to be about... Well, it won't even be a general store, it might even go to a smithy. He leads the way to a smithy run by a female tiefling. He asks for 4 large nails, probably as big and as long as a middle finger, which she has in supply and offers to pay him. He gives her probably around...
For nails like that, like a silver piece would still be like triple the value of them.
Yeah, probably a silver piece just to cover everything. And he gets these 4 large nails. The smithy is called the Infernal Bellows. As he finishes up there, it's probably around 5-6. His stuff is starting to close down. Luckily this wasn't had to be made now, so he might have better chance going shopping tomorrow, but he got what he needed here. So if you want to try and buy something, Annex, feel free to do so.
Is there anywhere I can just pick up some rations?
Yep, you go to the ones.
There's the markets and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the one.
How much is it for rations again? Like
Uh,
10 rations costs.
5 silver pieces is 1 ration, so 10 rations will be 5 gold.
Alright, I'll buy 30 days worth of rations.
Okay, that'll be 15
Well,
gold.
I'm not the only person who's got like a shit ton of rations now.
I wanna be ready.
I got 33 rations.
I got 45 now.
Jesus.
Oh, that was the wrong one. My bad. I'm in the wrong section. So you go to Agnar's goods, and there's just he's an orc salesman for the things, and the smithy is
Probably swords and more.
swords and more. And that's with a dwarf. I got the wrong inn in the wrong location, but same country though. Listen, you're right.
Well, building's hard.
Yeah, you get your supply of rations and you make your way back because at this point everything's probably closing down at this point. As you all...
Yeah, you probably return to the inn after your shopping about the same time as Jakurva and Judas, like maybe 5 minutes before they do, because crossing most of the city, then crossing most of the city again takes a time.
I'll probably gesture for a little Val to come back into my shoulder.
Yeah, you almost immediately feel his weight, like, settle. Which, initially it was uncomfortable because, like, imps aren't small, but you've just kind of gotten used to it.
Yeah.
Well, imps are small, but they're not tiny.
Yeah.
It's like having a surprisingly light gnome constantly sitting on you. But yeah. What do you all do? You're all back at the inn?
Oh, we're all back?
Yeah, it's like... Well, did you go somewhere else?
No. I was in the like main eating area, just like going over my diary.
Yeah, unless you've done something in the last, let's say, hour, 45 minutes, then they've all left, and then, like, Annex and Osiris came back, and then shortly after, Jakurva and Judas come in.
Cool.
Christine's still upstairs, unless she chooses not to be.
I'm going to try and take the time to divvy out some of these moon-touched weapons because I have no need for them. Annex, have you ever used a dagger before?
Not really. If I'm in close combat, I tend to use my talons.
That makes sense. Do you want this dagger? It's magic. It doesn't do much other than work against things that are resistant.
As you see,
I honestly have no idea who would use it.
as you see, she's holding it up. It's glowing.
Another way to keep her safe if need be.
I have plans with her. I've got... Well, I have a whole jar of this mixture, and I'm thinking I might enchant something with it.
Oh, if it's good for no one else, I'll take it. Might be better
If you
than
think it
wearing,
could be...
my clothes.
If you think it could be used better for someone else, then by all means, like, feel free to pass it over, but for the time being, it's yours.
I will do. Thank you.
As you pick up the thing, you see that it's like this very... it's a very, like, silverish, glowing weapon. It seems to glow in this very dull silver, providing a bit of light. And you hand over the moon-touch dagger to Anna.
I could just delete it off my inventory now, can't
Oh, I got the wrong
cool,
one.
you
One
did.
second.
Oh,
Did the
no.
wrong one. Here you go. Have it back.
And if Jakufa is going to, like... Is he, like, just gonna duck past, or is he going to be in the area for more than, like, 10 seconds?
I'd probably honestly be sorting out a meal, so while I wouldn't pay attention to what you're doing, I'd walk in and probably just go ask the owner of the place what's for food.
Well,
Still.
once you've, like... You go.
No, that's it. He says stew.
Yeah,
Stu, I thought you said
that's
still.
the case. I just nod, and if my gold covers it, then yeah. If not, I'll pay extra.
When you paid a gold, it's like enough for a silver. 5 silver is enough for food and board, so you're good.
Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah, I'll just nod and go take a seat somewhere.
Yeah, he puts down. If like a few minutes later, a stew does get delivered to the table. It's a very thick stew.
good.
Chunks of some meat. You're not quite sure of the taste because everything is being spiced in different ways. It's very confusing to eat. It's just very confusing to eat because like one thing, it's like one part. You'll eat one chunk of meat and it tastes like one type of spice, and then you eat a different chunk and it tastes completely different. But that's like every single bite.
Is there like one piece of meat that is just way over seasoned compared to the rest of it?
Absolutely. There's like one piece which is a completely different color because of how much seasoning it has on it.
Mm-hmm.
Jules
Anyway.
will also get the stew, and as he eats the stew, considering how used to I'm assuming bare bones nothing.
Yeah,
There
you're
was?
pretty much used to eating military rations, and that's about it.
Yeah, I take one bite of this food, of this stew, and he can't help but just go, oh my god, you eat this every day?
Yeah, it's somehow both the best and worst thing you've ever eaten.
Yeah, I guess what was Selena gonna do, considering I just sort of ignored?
Just as soon as you sat down, I was just waiting for you to like be stationary.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just like approach and just be like, "You use long swords, don't you?"
I just look at my fists, claws, then look back up at you.
Are they magical? Those gauntlets?
Not yet.
Well, you should take this for the time being. It doesn't really do anything special, but it's magic, so if you go up against something that's resistant, then it could help.
Sure.
I just like place it down on the table next to you and just walk off.
I'll just probably pick it up by the handle and just, I guess, just put it away without really giving it much thought.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
it's a blade that is emanating this dull, moonlightish silver. You just shove it wherever.
However the bags work in this universe, there it goes.
Yeah,
My gear is
there's
so much less heavy now.
like it comes with a sheath, but like you can just either put it on or you can just strap it to your bag, or yeah, it's fine.
I'll probably set it at my side for now, because, you know, food, and then I'll worry about sorting it out when I go to the room later.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah,
As they were
Yes.
eating, Osiris once again is like, so hey, we have a couple places we can go. Again, we have some stuff we can pick up. And we can use the land border to get to the dwarves. We'll deal with that if we want.
What's happening with the dwarfs?
That would be the gate situation, most likely.
What's exactly happening with the gate situation? What is the specific case?
Magic gate go open, and you lose your senses in there.
Okay, that seems bad.
I'm pretty sure I still have a bunch of like Azerod's journal snippets from my diary. 'Cause
yeah,
I
whatever's you've
wrote
written down, you have. But he took his actual journal back.
Yeah. No, I was writing it all down. I don't know if I put it over onto my Google Doc, but I did have it written on paper. So whether or not I can just like show a little bit of that to Judas so he understands what's going on.
Yeah, you could.
Did you copy it verbatim as per the language, or did you copy it into common?
I copied it into common.
Oh, okay. So I will read said notes. Where is that?
Because Nerisian wrote that down as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Nerisian did write it down.
Cool. So you can just use the notes that you got from him, I guess.
I
So
can't.
I
I
don't have to
don't
show-
have the character.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at my Google Docs. Like, if someone else have a scene while I'm doing this.
I mean, don't you put your notes in your notes section? That's account based, not character.
I haven't
based.
even gotten my like Google Doc up.
Yeah.
Listen, I am prepared. Okay.
I mean, you know the story anyway. And again,
Do I?
No, I mean,
Oh,
like,
found it.
I was talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I found it. Da, 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 da.
Shakehead.
Yeah, you have the notes. You can read over them, make whatever. You can take your time to really like absorb the information.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't exactly say too much in the notes, but these gates could be pretty bad, from what Azerocious told us. So we
they-
probably want to deal with that when we can.
How dangerous do you mean? Do they open to the different planes? Do they?
I don't know if he actually sort of went into detail if they opened to different planes and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure it was more of it could cause like some kind of catastrophic like event.
We were
pretty
told
much.
that first by the elf as well.
Yeah, so it's just from like kind of confirmed by two people that basically these gates, like, they probably don't know like
I believe they have
whole
some
heap.
connection to planar activity, but the exact connection itself, I believe, was not defined. But
Yeah. Magic-y stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. What else did we have? I know I've got to take the rookie over here, even though he's been doing this job longer than I have. Back to Absalom to check that out. That might be up the way, Dwarven way, but we'd be going through the wastes. Is there anything you have to do in particular, you group, apart from getting paid and the Dwarven Kingdom?
I feel like we all have our own little sort of side paths that we do. Other than Telnarous in this area, I'm honestly pretty free. Highview would be nice, so we could go and deal with this, but I think Absalom Fiefdom is closer.
Magic Man in the Sky.
which one?
Either. Do I know if I would have missed the event that was going on in Telnarous, or would I have been there just as that was starting?
You mean the tournament?
Yeah.
You would have arrived because you've actually been here for a few days.
Yeah,
Not like
just trying to
crazy
think.
long. When you arrived in Telnarous, it would have been about to start.
It's
But
starting in 2 days.
There,
Oh,
yeah.
you won't
But
be
it takes you 2 days, I think 3 days travel to Telnarous.
4 days.
There you go. So it's you guys literally can't get there in time.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess I'd probably mention. I don't think we'll make it to the tournament thing in Telnarous, though that looked fun.
Oh, I was meaning to watch that, but we have business elsewhere, so
That's a shame.
Well, if we go back by the Dwarven City, I'd be happy to see if some of my new friends are around.
no friends.
Yes, they're much nicer than you. A lot prettier, too.
Who are these new friends?
They're cowmen.
Would I know about the Minotaurs?
Oh yeah, you would.
Yeah, you know that there are Minotaurs that are working with Zul.
Were they with him? Or were they just traveling idly by?
I have no idea what you're on about. I gotta be honest.
The Tyrant. Surely you must know him.
Oh, that guy, the one that yeah, no, you probably look better than he did. But no, these were on their own, as far as I knew.
If I sort of like gather what like they're talking about, I kind of like visibly flinch, try to keep composure.
I'm gonna try an inside check.
Go ahead.
16.
For me,
For you.
you kind of gather that we've had some kind of run-in with this person before, if it's the same person you're talking about.
I take it you met the leader of my race.
What's his name? Zul.
His name should be dead. But yes, that is his current name.
He killed someone very important to me.
You see him just clutch the ring along his beard and ever so gently touch his wedding ring. I'm sorry for your loss. I know your pain.
I
Is
guess that
why-
just means that we'll have more revenge. Although, he did seem rather strong. Also, surprisingly resilient.
When I faced him, when I was a young guy, he took my wife, he took my men, and he left me for dead on the battlefield.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Killing him's not gonna bring him back. You do know this.
I didn't mean to kill him. No one needs to die.
How old are you?
I've got more important things than that. Fuck, I can't remember how old she is. Hang on a second.
I feel like you'd be like. You're only a
think
couple of
I'm-
years older than me, if I remember.
Yeah, I'm 21.
Yeah, 3 years.
You have the wisdom of someone my age. Maybe the tortoise.
Thank you.
I'd love to see what you're
Probably at some point I'd probably like tell him a little bit more about myself, but not right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I take it this is why you were a little bit hesitant when I first arrived downstairs in the church.
Let's just say you're the first hobgoblin I've seen since.
We're not all monsters.
No, I don't think that would ever be the case. People are people. Some are bad, some are good.
Need a lot more people like you. Was she alright? And I point to the redhead who may or may not
He's
have
not there.
mentioned- Okay.
Yeah,
No,
she's
you,
okay.
you probably saw her come down for a sec to grab food and then move back up to her room.
I take it she's okay or not okay, or what's happened with that?
Let's just say she's gone through a lot in a very short amount of time. And she's struggling to cope. She'll be okay. There's a few things that we've recently found out that I guess have shaken her pretty badly.
Things such as
It's something that maybe we should talk about another time. Not something I'd like to openly talk about
very well.
without her consent.
That is fine. What about you? And I look towards the peacock.
What about me?
What is your deal?
I'm making friends, doing things, helping places.
I take it your little friend on your shoulder there is a gift from your patron.
Yes.
How old are you?
Oh, wait, I'm not old at all.
I'm 3 now.
I'm 6.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Yeah, birds.
Would I know? Relatively
No, you
speaking,
don't know.
You don't know nothing about Aarakocra.
Given your given where you grew up and everything, you don't even know what a kenku is. So this is that's probably you take that
I'm
with what you
equating
will.
this to human years then.
Yeah, you do that if you want.
notices like your look.
I am
Speaks really
very
well.
I am very frustrated.
It's 6 might seem awfully young for a human per se, but Aarakocra are much different to us.
I'm an adult.
6 is an adult for an Aarakocra. Albeit young, but so is 21 for a human.
In the background, the bearded dragon innkeeper is still just polishing the exact same glass and just blinks slowly. It's like just goes like one eye at a time,
Oh my god.
and then just pans back, and then like the focus just shifts back to the party.
Are we the only people in this scene?
No, but I'd say it's not like packed. It's
not
like
bustling.
yeah. It's like you're not the only people here. There are a few other people, but most you just see walk in, get like either pay money and go straight upstairs, or get a drink or something and then go upstairs. Not many people are hanging around the main area right now. Overall, throughout throughout Endivine, the city's a lot more somber than the last time everyone was here. So it's like you guys are pretty much the only people in this common area, but there's other people in the inn.
Okay. So, do you have a copy of your contract?
Why would I share it with you?
You would share it with me to see if I can get you out of it.
I
Not
don't
be too
wanna
late
be
to
out of
retain your
this.
soul.
Judas,
I'm happy, thank you.
might I
Lauren
suggest
treats
you
me
not?
very well.
Might I suggest you not intervene with anyone that isn't directly in my case? You leave the young one alone.
I swore an oath to protect this world from extraplanar beings and entities,
It's not
and
something
other
that you can.
extraplanar threats.
It's not something that
Lorraine
you
is
can
not
decide for
that
people.
creature. He seeks balance in this world.
There are hundreds upon hundreds of warlocks working through Ghislaine. Many of them have laid down their lives to save others.
And for their efforts, I commend them.
And an XR has done plenty of good. Maybe it is different to something that a druid or a priest might do, but it shouldn't matter. She's old enough to know this is what she wants to do, and there's nothing you can't tell someone that they can't do that. She's not hurting anyone.
I'm not saying what she's doing is wrong. All I am saying is, I don't want to see someone so young being taken advantage of by a
He's not
silver-tongued
taking
devil.
advantage of me. I sought him out.
I'm going
The
to.
brow furrows.
I
I'm
stick my
going
tongue out at him like a child.
Well, I'm going to
Tongues are
excuse
weird.
myself and retire to my room for the night. Would you like to join me, Annex?
Immediately I put my hand up and I block him. You're in my room tonight, Buster Brown.
Mm-hmm. Now move, I'm going to retire. You can stay and talk, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I think I might go to bed too. And I just get up and leave.
Yeah. As we go up, I will gently nudge Selena and say thank you for goddamn, what's the word? Oh shoot! I just had the word in my head a second ago. Defending. Thank you for defending me. I really do appreciate that.
It's okay.
Thank you for shield.
Warlocks
Fuck.
are just as important than any other magic user. I have no problem with them.
I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Have a good night.
Just like politely nods and walks off.
I will go to my room after Jakura gets inside.
Is Jakuva going to go into Judas's room?
Oh, I
I'm
intended
waiting-
to get my
I am
own.
waiting
my
until he
room
enters
to the kitty
first.
cat and flip off Judas.
What was that? Sorry.
I am waiting until Jakura goes to
No,
town.
I meant what Annex said.
I will offer my room to Kubra and flip off Judas.
I'm
That seems
sorry,
like a
but
nicer offer.
no. I'm afraid you're going into my room. You are still on probation.
Judas, I'm going to make this clear. I won't run off, but at the same time, I do understand you are here to look after things. That doesn't mean you need to invade every little bit of privacy, though.
I'm like further up the hall, but I'm sort of like just sort of cool down, basically. Like, he was halfway across the continent from us last time, and he still made his way back. I'm sure he won't go off anywhere.
It's more of... It's my ass that gets kicked if he does anything wrong.
I'll make
Who
sure
knows?
Kitty's a good boy. Go to bed.
I'm sure he knows not to completely leave the group.
Fine, but I'm going to do something in your room first.
Now that's just creepy.
I just like go into my room.
I immediately walk into Annex's room.
Can I stop him?
If you want to, like, how are you choosing to
I
stop
would
him?
like to stand in the doorway and block him.
Do you force your way into her room, Judas?
Hang on. How large is the room?
Not huge. It's an inn room. It's like there's a bed. This place isn't like the most prestigious inn in town. It's not very like ridiculously big. It's just a bed, a desk onto one side. There's a pot to shit in. There's like a bowl for water.
Classy.
Yeah, it's called a chamber pot.
Pot to shit in.
Yeah.
There's a little trunk at the end of the bed that you're meant to put your clothes and stuff in if you're staying for a while, but I don't think anyone in this party would ever use.
I'm gonna regret asking, is there a window?
In
Or is
every
this
single
more of a
room.
in like more in the middle of the building sort of thing?
Not really. It's like almost every room has a window. Because most of the rooms around are located on the outside, while the interior area is that balcony that overlooks the center.
Just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how large? Like a 10-foot cube?
10, maybe 15 foot at the most.
Cool. I just stand there, blankly. My eyes.
Divine sight judging from your area.
No. I'm casting Alarm.
Damn.
What are the components of alarm?
So ready to set off his alarm in the middle of the night.
What are the components of alarm?
Please.
A tiny bell and a piece of fine silver wire.
Yeah, is there
But
somatic
I
and
do
verbal?
have a holy symbol which I will use
CCM,
instead of the
yeah.
component.
Yeah, so
DSM.
you can't subtly cast alarm. Like, you have to, like, trace the area where you're putting the spell down physically. So I'm saying, like, yeah, I get what you're going for, but it's like, if you want to cast alarm, Annex is going to easily know you're casting a spell, and then she can make a check to see if she knows what the spell is.
That's fine.
Okay, Alex, he's casting a spell in your
Yeah,
doorway.
I don't appreciate this. I'm going to shove him.
Just push him.
You can certainly
pushed him.
try.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything,
You know
but I'm
what?
gonna
Can
push
I
it
assist
anyway.
by like
That
pulling him
voice
back
is
at the same
defeated.
time?
You wanna help her, Jacobo?
I'll assist by like doing a pullback motion at the same
This
time.
bitch
Alright.
is invading my privacy.
All right, Annex, roll athletics with advantage, and Judas, roll your counter, athletics or acrobatics, just a natural 20.
Oh
Oh.
my god.
Wait, we'll see if Judas gets a nat 20 as well. It's possible. No.
Wow.
Almost.
No,
He did match
He
you.
does match, so he does win.
Well, I'll say, because of that 20, she disrupts his spellcast,
Yeah.
but it's not like, you don't like shove him away, and Jacobo, you pull him, and you find he's surprisingly hard to move. Even in all his armor, like you put an arm on him and you yank, and it's like his shoulder moves. That's about it. But they disrupt your casting of alarm. You don't lose a spell slot, but you don't get the spell off.
After I try to shove him, I like jab my talons into his chest, going, "You are invading my privacy, bitch."
Congratulations, you're disrupting the law. Would you like to spend it in jail?
Oi! As you say, coming from the stairs, is a small man covered in a cloak.
I know, Jake.
Go!
I'm merely
Now!
fine.
Good night to you all.
Good night, small man. I will pull Jakuba into my room.
Not even going to argue with this one.
I will cast Alarm on the doorway.
Room, rookie.
I then cast Alarm in my room.
Yeah, he just stands there and waits for
Fine.
like the 6 seconds it takes to cast alarm.
I
Alarm
let him
costs
in.
a minute. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
he waits for a whole minute. There you go.
I then leave the door open as assume I'm going to get blasted.
Did you? You can choose who doesn't trigger your alarm.
Yeah, Anaxara won't. Jakuvra will, and it will be a mental alarm. It will not be a audible alarm.
On your door?
Oh, my door. Oh, everyone.
No, as
Everyone.
Are you- how are you casting
put
this?
one-
Because as you're beginning to
I'm
cast,
doing 2 separate casts.
as you're doing the first one, he's telling you to not do that and go to your room.
Okay, if he's telling me not to, then I won't. In my room, it's gonna be silent, and it's gonna be everybody. And it's gonna be all around the windows, that sort of thing.
As you're casting, as you're like saying this stuff, he's just sitting there watching you, and he's like, "Look, you're eager. You're new. You want to do this. You want to do right by me. You want to do right by Tabris. But if you just be pushy, they'll just kick you out. Alright? You have to remember, you don't provide justice if no one asks, else you become a tyrant. Keep an eye on her. Make sure she's not doing anything to fuck anything up, but that's not your priority."
I'm aware, and I'm sorry. I was mainly trying to cast it to see if he'd run away again.
If he runs away again, then we'll find him again, and his deal is off, and he goes to jail for a very long time.
Fine.
Right now, we have to believe that he trusts us, and we have to trust him. And I can trust him as much as I can throw him. Which, hey, I'm small. Isn't very far.
You're a paladin. Stop bullshitting me. I give him a joking smile. Like, he probably could. If you wanted to.
For now, keep an eye on them, help them with what they need to. Don't delve too far into matters that are not on your payroll. And just make sure everything goes well. Look for clues. You've already mentioned where we want you to look. Good. Just follow them. Eventually get to where you need to. Report in if anything interesting comes up.
Alright.
Does he hand you... Do you have a sending stone?
I do have a standing
Yeah.
stone, you gave me one.
No. I'm gonna go to bed. This is gonna take a while. It's not gonna be a day or a week or even a month. It's probably gonna take years. So, go slow. Do your job diligently. Don't rush. And hopefully everything will go well. And also get some rest. You're going somewhere tomorrow. Never travel tired. He gets up, leaves your door, your alarm triggers.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, that totally happens. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does it get rid of it though?
No,
I don't believe so.
No.
it lasts 8 hours. It just alerts me that someone has done it.
You do like with a mental, like, you know, like you click the car keys and it goes boop boop to put the alarm off. You just do that, but mentally.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
leaves.
Night comes and goes. The sun starts to rise.
One question. I know Kim wanted to do something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
actually, it's about It'd be about 11 p.m. after 6 hours, so yeah.
I know. Yeah, I just sort of, after that, get out of my room, and just, at first, probably start wandering around the town, just sort of looking around, seeing what's, like, just looking for something. No, but she doesn't really, at the time, realize what she wants.
As you're moving around the town, you do notice that, like, despite being at like 11 o'clock at night, you still see people. They're not like out on the street, like, you know, going around jovially. It's like you see people like sleeping in alleyways or like huddled on the side of the road. It's not the same as, like I said, it's not the same as when you guys were last here.
Yeah. She'd like register all of that, but probably won't give it too much notice. And then eventually I feel like she'd just want to spend a bit of time to herself. She wants to head back to the burnt down church, and just wants to try and just see if she can let a few things out.
Yeah, it takes you another, like, getting out of the gate. You have to like knock on the door next to the freaking gatehouse before, like, for a guard to probably wake up and come open like the portal in the middle of the gate. They don't open the whole thing because that takes effort. There's like doors built into it, and they look at you like, what the fuck? Why are you here? What? It's late. Go to bed. And then you're just like, no, I want to go. And they're like, whatever.
Like she says that, it's like, I'll be gone for a bit. I'm coming back. Don't worry.
Hopefully I'm not asleep. And you go through and you hear the door slams behind you, and then you hear the sound of like a brace being dropped over the door. And then another door slam as you think they go back into the little guardhouse they were in.
And she just would keep walking.
Yep. 2 hours later, you reach the same burnt down church chapel.
She'd sort of wander around, like, sort of a bit of the area, just sort of kicking a little bit, like, the sort of charred, like, rubble on the floor.
Roll me a d20.
Sure, go for it. It's flat.
Just a d20, yeah. You kick like just a piece of wood that's on the ground, and it goes like dunk 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 across the ground, like leaving a little scarring and like the ash that's there. And then as soon as it stops, there's just a really cacophonous crash as a whole ceiling beam just falls down, and then it goes through the floor into the basement. This place is not structurally sound.
Sort of seeing that just sort of happen, there's like almost a little bit of like, not really a smirk, but like that sort of realization that this could be helpful. And then I just want to sort of generate a sort of small clear ball of energy in my hand. I'm gonna toss it as hard as I can with almost like a bit of anger behind it. I just want to cast Shatter in the middle of everything.
Roll damage. The building fails at saving throw because it's a building. You blow a fucking hole. Which, like, this is because the chapel isn't like nothing. There's the main area with this area, like the main like area with the where the altar used to be in the pews. There's a little side like rectory where like some of the priests probably lived in.
She'd probably want to do it in a place which looks like the most standing, like the most tallest in a way, just to watch it crumble.
All right, you blew the rectory up then.
Yeah.
You just like target the area where like the wall there, and it's just there's a massive cloud of dust and ash, and it's just gone. Chunks of like wood start falling from the sky around you, but you probably don't even notice them. None of them hit you.
Somehow. She then like just sort of walk up a little bit to see what sort of happened. Look back down at her hands like a bit. Clench like her casting hand. Probably like waits around for a couple of minutes. Throws another one at the ground, just like from probably like a sitting position.
Roll damage again.
I didn't actually roll that into things, fucking hell.
Jesus Christ, these rolls are not bad.
I know.
yeah, you throw the second shatter, and it just blows the like there was the basement below it. You just blow the entire floor of your area and the basement roof apart. You're still fine where you are, but you can see this like broken wood that just leads into this like dirt pit in the middle that was below it. If it was the most structurally sound area, you don't think it's very structurally sound anymore. Probably don't walk too close to that hole.
She doesn't like get too close. She probably like sort of leans a bit to sort of have a look. Again, that just sort of whatever sort of expression it was turns into a little bit of a smirk, and then just sort of under her breath, it's just like, yeah, that's right. And then she just will kind of keep looking at it for a couple minutes and then make her way back, really. There's not much else I feel like she'd want to do.
As you start to leave, you're walking out, and then you just hear that as another just section of the building just falls inwards. It's like the rear wall of the main chapel just falls forward and just collapses into the pit in the center. You just walk away.
She doesn't flinch at the noise or the sort of thunderous boom the spell makes. She just watches as it sort of just crumbles and just moves away from it.
Yeah, you start the 2-hour journey back to town. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, sure.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Okay. As you're walking back to town, the road isn't like an open field of nothing. Like there's farms all around this place, and the road itself is quite winding. But as you're going back, you first kind of like hear, and then you see about 4 or 5 individuals running down the road towards your direction.
Yeah, I sort of just keep going. Like,
You just stay out in the open, or do you move off to the side?
she doesn't move away from the open.
All right. Yeah, you see these people. There's 5 individuals running past.
She'll step aside, if there's like a few individuals, she'll step aside and let them go past if they go, in the idea of that they'll go past.
Yep. When they're coming, you notice the 5 of them. The one in the lead seems to be wearing slightly better clothing, and because you're a natural 20 and you have dark vision, you notice that on the edge of a coat, as you're running past, you see a symbol of the silver scales of Tabris. The other 4 individuals aren't wearing any particular moniker of any kind, but because of a natural 20, when they're coming past, they don't stop, but you do notice that the one in the lead looks at you and gets a very clear up and down, and then he keeps going. But you've whatever they're doing and whoever they are, they noticed that you're in the area.
I feel like he sort of looks me up and down. I just sort of turn to him, look at him there's just this sort of look of what? As he's just looking me up and down, as I just sort of.
Oh, this is as it's running.
Yeah, but just that sort of the moment, it's just yeah, what?
Yeah, they run straight past you.
Yeah.
You can watch them for a bit as they go down away from you towards the chapel, which you can see pretty far because of the way how the road is. When they eventually reach it, you continue along your way this time. You see them vaguely. The 4 who are with there pull something out. You didn't see any weapons or anything on them, but they seem to reach up and grab something, and they spread out around the area and start fanning out. And the last one with the one who was in the lead seems to stay in the open and is kind of moving around. They're probably looking for something, you can guess.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of realization comes to, and she doesn't care to look back. She just keeps going forward back to town.
Yep.
And then I feel like she's just probably gonna head straight back to the inn, no more sort of delay, and just sort of prepare herself for the morning. Wake up early, most likely. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you get back at probably around maybe 3 or 4 in the morning, you going back to bed?
I mean, I can't have a long rest, so but I would just go lay down for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You have a short rest until all of your friends wake up, probably around maybe 8, 9 in the morning.
I wake up, cusp of dawn.
Yeah, fair.
I'm just having a look what we want to do here. Is anyone in
An hour and a
particular
half.
need a bio break? Because I'm not sure how long we're going to run for tonight.
Probably just say run to the restroom, that's it.
I'm fine.
Same.
I'm fine.
I probably need to run as well. Just put there and back like 2 minutes.
Alright, we'll take a very small bio break then.
Okay,
I
be right
feel-
back quickly.
I'm just gonna grab a water bottle and I'll be back to go as soon as everyone else is back.
I'll be here. Just you know,
I'm here.
right in my book.
I'm here too. I would look at Twitch, but that almost crashed our internet, so I'm not doing that.
There's a sickly beast tonight.
That's awkward.
Yeah. I have this open, Discord, and my Google Doc with all the info we have, and that's it.
Had to turn cookie clicker off.
Same.
I'm missing out on all those cookies.
What will we do?
I don't know.
So didn't they bring that to Steam?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm playing it on.
Yes.
Yes, I definitely
Oh,
spent
weird.
$7 on a game that's free online.
Yes.
But now you get to save your progress.
Achievements.
You can always save your progress. Just now you can save it easier.
Achievements!
And there's like 500 achievements, so yeah.
I know, and I have like
What the hell?
430 of them.
Yeah, they added achievement in Steam for every achievement of the game, and there are hundreds of them. There's 560 something.
I will
You're gonna
not have them
100%
all.
cookie clicker?
Yes,
Fuck, I'm gonna try.
I can always try.
Some of them take a long time to do.
And
I don't have cookie clicker. I've heard that it is addicting, and I probably shouldn't play it.
It's just a background game. It's not that addictive because you can't just like sit there and play it.
I'm bad at focusing on like a multi-focus. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
Oh, it's only really just like a what do you call those idle games? Yeah.
Yeah, still, I put too much
You,
focus onto
you
those.
started off yourself, but then you just
Yeah.
have it all automated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still
Grandma
put
Apocalypse.
focus into those idle games.
Yeah, get the Grandma Apocalypse going, get those wrinklers, good way to earn cookies passively.
I haven't got the Grandma Apocalypse going because I'm going like in gold cookie hunting, so I could get like the really awesome boosts, like 7 times and like a dragonflight and 777.
You gotta get those mini games going. I have the max level farm, so I'm gonna plant all golden clovers when I can, so I can get a nice 136% boost to golden cookie spawn rate.
What the hell happened to cookie clicker?
Yep.
Cookie clicker, I remember.
Yeah, if you spend the sugar lumps on the cookie farms, there's a mini game which is a farming game where you can grow special plants that do things.
I don't know.
Dictator.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
Darian lost the Dictator twice.
I lost my Ductators 3 times actually.
Rips and pepperoni.
All I need now is a juicy queen beet, and then I've finished my garden.
Yum.
One person is not ticked being here. I'm assuming that is Sam.
Probably.
Maybe he had to go to the loo.
You know,
I am very uncomfortable tonight.
things I was expecting
Can't
from
take up
tonight's session.
Just
Awkwardness and
getting kicked.
tension on Judas's end. Yeah, sure. Christine desecrating a church. No, not
Did
at
not-
all.
That church
Did
was
not-
already desecrated, my dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, that church was not was no longer consecrated, really.
Gonna be muted
Look-
because light and tanky chips.
Easy enough.
Light and
Look.
tangy chips, man.
I-
Look.
I'm not
Jesus Christ.
joking. I literally had to think. I literally had to think of like session for the past like week
Yeah.
and a half, 2 weeks about what the fuck to do.
So, I don't know if anyone answered you, but you missed a bunch of up here about where they're gonna go, some conflict between Judas and Jakova, a little bit of shopping, some more conflict between
Just tried
Judas
to
and
invade
everyone,
My privacy.
and then everyone wanting to... and then Christine went out to lift some anger, blowing up an already destroyed church.
Kimmy's
And I
secretly a
gave up on my
vandalizer.
glowy swords.
I'm also gonna add just a second vote. Just see where you guys are going.
That's fair.
But yeah, let's just say everyone's back. We'll pick back up. The morning comes just to speed through the stuff because you guys are planning on leaving. Is there anything you all want to do in Andivine before you start heading south?
Nope, I'm good.
Hang on, what's this? Telnarous high view tick.
There's a tick. 15 is across.
Fiefdom, yeah.
15.
I will make a small note before we leave town. I may stock up on some rations if that's okay, but
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like you guys are in.
I will also stock up on rations.
You guys are in a big ass fucking trading city. There's like there are shops here. If there's something you want to buy, this is the place which has them. You know there's a magic shop in town because you've all been there before. There's heaps of things here if you want to
I
get
would
something.
like to go to the magic.
Wait,
Would
there's
the
a
magic shop
magic
be the one with
shop in town?
potions?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I'd like to have a look at the magic shop just to see what they have then.
Okay, a couple
Right.
of you.
Would the magic shop be the one with potions?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So you make your way through. Whoever wants to go there, which thematically we'll say everyone can be there who wants to be there. But you make your way to a building you've all recognized before, a very ostentatious-looking establishment, very surprisingly close to the middle of the city, where the bigger, more expensive buildings are. And you see Zazafran's House of Mysteries with way too many Z's.
Oh my god, I remember
Yeah.
this place.
Yeah, you step inside, and a large Cobra Yuan-Ti with a full hood up walks forward wearing an elaborate purple robe covered in stars. And he's like, "Welcome to Zazafran's House of Mysteries. What can I do for you?"
I'm so sad I can't buy it. What ring?
What ring? There is no ring.
40 rations equals 2.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
The crimson
Pouch
weapon.
of invisibility.
That looks fun.
Yeah, look at all those. These are the wares I have. Is there anything you're looking for, friends?
The cloak of billowing, though. That is just
quickly
king.
get a screen cap and send it to Jay.
It is a beautiful item. It always provides just the right amount of dramatic prose when you need it. Just quietly speak its command words and it flourishes in the wind as if a breeze is flowing toward you.
I'm just gonna move past, sort of Judas as like
Deep
he's doing
brown
that.
essence. Yum.
I just sort of move past them. I'm just gonna point towards healing potions. Like, I want just 2 healing potions.
Okay.
No problem at all. He pulls 2 out because, like, this way they're set up, like, there are no items that are within reach of you all. It's like you step in and there's just a counter, and then everything's behind the counter, and the counter goes from like wall to wall. So like that's like in like a glass case. It's the front. He pulls out the 2 potions, puts them on the counter. You just hit buy and it'll add to your sheet. Yeah.
Just a little bit of a note, because I don't think anyone here has seen it. But the crimson weapon is a longsword, roughly. No, it's a short sword actually. It's red, and it seems to have this like large crack in the middle of this red metal that's spiraling out and looks like glass. Where the hilt is, there seems to be a mechanism where you can load something in there.
Yeah, to everyone, to the people from Ghislaine, this is a file tech short sword. To the people not from Ghislaine, it's a really weird looking short sword.
This is a very weird looking short sword.
Yes, they do not come in the usual ways you would expect. A bit too much machinery for my liking, but it requires more than enough magic to work how I like it.
Also, the Javelin of Yates Pass is a Javelin of Returning. I just forgot to change the name.
Yeah.
I love that.
Part of me really wants that.
Question,
sword, though.
AJ. Would I have started out with 10 gold? I gave 1 to the thing. Would I have some sort of wage, or?
I can say probably got paid a 100 gold stipend.
Yeah, like you have funds for your job usually, and then you have your own personal fund. But for for what you have now is what you've been provided, plus the 100 gold that AJ just said. Yeah.
Okay, so 100
yeah.
The pouch of invisibility, do we know? Or...
Ah, the pouch of invisibility. It is a. Double checking quickly.
You throw it
check.
and you turn invisible, or something invisible.
Okay, that's that. Okay.
So it's just use. Okay.
I will probably just grab the other 2 potions of healing.
Yep, just hit buy. Yep.
That's everything I can buy apart from the cloak.
Well, part of me really wants that sword.
Yeah, one thing with the pouch of invisibility, you throw it,
Use
it makes you and like an AoE around you, I
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
invisible. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just like dust you throw out.
Yeah, it's dust invisibility.
and it's a
Yeah.
one-time use invisibility.
Nope.
No?
Oh,
They have limited number of uses, but there are multiple uses in a single pouch.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
yeah.
I am going to wait until Telnarous, I reckon.
Okay. Nothing here. Nothing. Anyone else buying anything here?
Nope, just feeling.
All the healing potions are brought out, so yeah. I will
I would
go.
like to give one of these potions to Jakubra.
Yeah, no problem. You can pass her over.
I'll just. There's apparently just a random extra potion of healing in the items. I'll dump one of mine in there for Jakubra to take.
Weird.
I think you might have had one from before that wasn't divvied out.
I'd probably end up like sort of having my eye just sort of on that sort of sword, knowing what it is, and just sort of then just turn away and just sort of probably just leave the shop.
Christine,
What?
did you want that sword?
No. No, I don't.
It's
Are you sure she
Go for it.
doesn't want that sword?
she doesn't look like she wants a sword.
You even with that, I feel like you could tell like she's genuine. She doesn't want
she
it.
doesn't want a sword. Okay,
But like as a genuine sense, she doesn't want it.
Okay.
that's fine. She doesn't want the sword.
I'm just gonna quickly ask my phone to shut up. Duolingo. I'll talk
I
to you
will-
later.
Thank Zazafran for his patronage, and I will leave.
You're always welcome in Zazafran's House of Mysteries. Come back often. We get new stock whenever I find something particularly intriguing.
I like
Yeah.
Oh,
Once Christine walks outside, I'm gonna follow her out as well because there's nothing I really sort of want to get. And I'll just approach and just be like, when we get to Telnarous, can I borrow your necklace?
Sure.
Thank you. I'm going to try and see if I can do something with this, this jar of stuff we found. Could be useful.
That's fine. You just tell me when. I really just doesn't matter.
Okay.
And she just sort of, will just sort of turn back, just sort of wait for everyone else to come out. Actually, no, she won't. She'll leave and go get herself her own rations.
I'll go get rations as well because I actually don't need those.
Yep.
Yeah, you buy the rations. Yeah, it's get whatever you need before you leave, and then
Yeah.
we'll fast forward to leaving via the southern gate.
As you all go get some stuff for Cyrus, and whoever needs to pick up rations goes and picks up rations.
Probably get 20 rations to make it 26.
Yeah, that whole 1 platinum piece.
Yeah, make it easier.
But yeah, eventually you all gather with the cart, preparing to head south to Telnarous, as it seems that everyone voted for it, except me, because I didn't make a vote, because of course I didn't. You all load up in the cart, feed prepared for the horses already because I think Osiris has like a massive stockpile of feed. And
Yes.
you begin the 4-day journey south. It is a little quicker. You leave in the afternoon, pretty much, or like around lunchtime. The 4 days are very uneventful. You see a pretty consistent stream of guards, either heading north or south along this road. Not like all the time, but there's a very heavy patrolled presence, which is the same as the last time you all were there. You do also see a lot of people heading south, like just people walking south, carrying bags of probably just like, it looks like rucksacks of clothes, bundles of food, just people heading to a city that isn't as crowded at the moment, it seems.
Eventually, does anyone have any scenes they wish to have on the 3-day trip with your cart?
Yeah, cart knocks a day off.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so on the morning of the 18th, the second sun, 18th of Har, you arrive in the major city of the Amarician Empire, Telnarous. To those who have been here before, it is a very large city that's on the coast. The city is segregated into different chapters, wards, etc. And yeah, free ball. You enter from the northern entrance and you see very large buildings in the center of the city, but then it sort of spreads out and covers quite a large area. What is everyone's goal while they're here?
I want to find somewhere that does like enchanting.
Okay, roll me a charisma check. I'm gonna make a streetwise. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make a streetwise check for everyone later because it should exist, and I hate it that it doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Should be-
Flat charisma check.
Should be wisdom based.
No.
Yeah, you're not really 11.
I'm going to use my inspiration because
Go for
I
it.
don't think there's really going to be much of a chance to do that any other time.
If you want, I'll come with you and try to help you find.
Okay. Will I just roll another one for advantage then, or not?
Yeah, go for it. Unless she wants to make her own check.
No, I'm happy to do advantage. I'll just.
Oh no, if
roll
Annex wants to make her own check as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's up to
So-
them.
No, she can do advantage.
Okay. Why did I just roll a d20?
19.
That
That's
was
fine. That's still 19.
You ask
yeah.
someone, they're like, oh well, best place to go would be the gear house. We've got a bunch of artificers there. It's,
Thank you.
Located in. Let me get my notes because.
Is
I
the
think it's
trade
ward.
district. It's the trade ward, are very close to the Magus ward, which you'll know Telnarous is kind of split up into different key areas where like people live in all of them, but some of them have like the big trading happens in the trade ward. The Magus ward is where there's like the library, and Telnarous has their own academy like Ghislaine does. It's just not as much pompous fanfare around it compared to Ghislaine's one.
Only the sparks are allowed in here.
Yeah, pretty much. There's the Sky Ward, I think, or the Heavens Ward, which is where like all their churches and stuff are. It's split up amongst a few different areas.
Cool. I would grab Christine's necklace before leaving the cart as well. Like borrow that off her and just ask her for it.
She probably sort of grabs it from her bag and hands it to you.
Okay, cool.
Who is going to go with them to the gear house?
I am
follow.
not.
Potentially Osiris might, and maybe Kitty.
I'll say Osiris is probably going to, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be interested in this stuff.
Alright.
I'd probably follow.
So it's the. So Jacova's not. But
I have
Annex-
other plans, yeah.
Yeah, so Annex, Selena, Osiris, Christine, and then I'm assuming Judas is going to keep an eye on Jacova.
I was going to give him an off comment of, well, who do you want to keep an eye on, Judas? Him or me?
Where are you going?
Who knows?
Let me know where you're going. I'll trust you where you go.
I don't know where I'm going.
Probably a church.
Yeah, if you want to go to a church, there is the big cathedral.
I'm going to point out of game. Both Jakova and Judas will know about this cathedral. It's the cathedral for a reason. This is the Cathedral of Tabris. It is the biggest church in this country, in this entire nation.
It's not it's not like where the priest is church, but it is the biggest in the country.
You mean the Pope?
The Pope, yeah.
It's not what the Pope is, but it's like
Not the Vatican, it's just the big church.
It's like a church in Italy compared to the Vatican. Like there's a whole yeah.
But it is somewhere, given the location, it almost always has a presence of like the eyes are always present there. So maybe going there would be a not good idea if you want to avoid being seen.
I imagine I would have known better than to go there in the past. So.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm probably honestly just going to go look around town, maybe find in and find out the results of the tournament. That was probably what my goal was, not to go with the others.
Yep. As you look around, you find a inn located in the market district called Crystal Horse. There is a human owner there. You pay for your night stay. You look around, you find some flyers all around here. One of which locates that a group has defeated the Silver Nexus tournament and have decided to join up as Nexus Hunters. And the next one will be in the next equinox,
6 months time.
in 6 months' time.
Yeah. So really, it's, as I said, up to Judas if he comes along or goes with the others on that one.
Solace Pass.
I will trust. I'm gonna trust Jakubra to be on his own. He seems like
After all his antics last night, now we trust him. I see how it is.
It's been 4 days.
When
It
you
has
put
been
someone in
4
a
days.
position where they have to keep an eye on a single person or an entire group.
It's also got there's also some flyers saying that the well-known bard Crescendo is having a tour in the city, and her tour dates have been listed and passed. And there's also a little bit of flyers extended due to complications in the West. So there seems to be a bunch of new tour dates added to this city. Let me see if there's any other information that would be present real quick.
Does the name Crescendo ring a bell?
Roll a history check.
Because I don't know if we were told or not.
It's not something like you know a lot of, because music isn't something you've studied a lot. But you do remember that Osiris has mentioned that their teacher was Crescendo.
Did okay.
Yeah, so and also a spell you've seen him use multiple times is literally called Crescendo's Substrator.
But I wouldn't probably have known the spell make, really, but...
No, but it's like, you can... It's like, it's yeah, you can put two and two together. Like, yes, Osiris would know Crescendo.
Okay. I'm just curious, because I just didn't remember.
On our way to the artificers as well, noticing that Christine's not wearing the pendant, I'll just say to her, is there something else you'd prefer me to enchant? Or if you're not wearing this?
It's fine. I don't...
Will you wear this if I enchant it?
Sure.
Just, keeps walking, I guess.
Christine's going through her emo phase right now.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Christine, have you been drinking enough water or vitamins?
I'm narrowing my eyes against you.
Eventually, you all begin the slug up, and to the few of you who used it before, you pass almost adjacent to the landburner station here. Is this large gear-like building, a large circular building with different spokes jutting out at even distances from one another, with one of the spokes opening up to this large doorway, for large in size, large for Loxodons and Goliaths and stuff to get in, and large enough to get big contraptions out. It seems to be one of those You know how in barn doors they've got like the big doors where you can open up, but there's also a little door inset into the big doors. It's got that whole thing going on.
Nice.
And as you enter, you see. Get the map up. See this room. Imagine where the stone circle lies, is where the spokes jut out into different workshops. What it looks like seems to be that each jut has a workshop set out for a group of maybe like 1 to 6 artificers or tinkerers or experimenters, as they're all working on these different things. In the center of this room, in the little pokeball in the middle, there seems to be a Triton lady handling a bunch of paperwork. And as you approach and enter, she just turns to like, hi, how can I help you today?
Hi. Just looking for someone who might be able to enchant some pendants. I have the ingredients. Not entirely sure myself what this does, but it's supposed to be magical. And I just like produce the 2 pendants and the jar of the moon glue stuff.
She sort of like bends down and looks at the jar and like, ooh, doesn't really know what to do with it. Let me have a look to see who's free for commission at the moment. As she goes and turns her back to you and heads up to the other side of the table, and starts like going through a book.
Oh my.
This place appears quite interesting. As they're going through this book, it's like, from what you can glance, it's like names of both. It's both people and like dates, and, like calendars and things, and like it's a lot of stuff is crossed out. It appears this place is not quiet, and you can tell it especially because from each of these different spokes, you hear various sounds of clanging metal, rustling chains. You literally hear people incanting spells as well, off in different areas, just bubbling in areas. While you're all standing there, from one of the some more people come into the room, and this huge golem pretty much is being wheeled in from one of these side rooms made of glass, and they go off and they have a chat there.
As you see her finish looking through the book, she seems to see that and then picks up what looks like a variety of stones underneath the upset, picks one up and is like, Shova, you have someone here wanting to get something commissioned? And she puts it down, and walking out of what looks like the top left one, the top left spoke, because up the top here it looks like the top left, the top and the top right are probably the most established, well-built workshops. And walking out is an orc lady, green skin or half orc lady, braided black hair with nice piercing green eyes, and following behind is a large Loxodon male that you have seen before and have not seen in quite a bit.
Yeah,
It's Bralov.
Yeah, it's Bralov.
How long this time no see?
Oh, you're here. You got the thing I needed?
Yes. I think Osiris has got that item, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He can take it out and hand it over.
As Shraver walks up, like, so, what can I do for you?
I have this. Well, I have these 2 pendants and this interesting liquid. I also have some journal notes that I've dotted down as well from the place that I got the liquid from. Apparently it's magical in properties. I'd like to see if these 2 pendants could be enchanted.
She goes and picks up some glasses that are in her overalls that she's wearing, puts it on, starts reading through the notes and also having a look at the jar, and then the crystals make Which is like, interesting. I've never used this before. Well, not entirely sure what will do it. Seems I've only practiced on steel. These glass/gem works, so...
I think the pendants are metal.
Pendants are metal?
Oh yeah, the two pendants are metal.
They're just like plain metal.
Unsure what they'll do, but is it any particular enchantment you want in there, or do you want me to just see what happens?
Honestly, like, something in the way of resistances would be useful, but it really depends on what you can get from this. Feel free to experiment with the... I'm sure there's a decent few vials worth in that jar, so however much you need.
If we're experimenting, we might need all of it.
That's fine.
Do you want to place an order for a backup in case nothing works out?
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Okay, for the experimentation, just because you've given us the resources and equipment, it will really just be our time. Probably charge you roughly, see what Darian's writing, see if he's giving...
It's not related, you keep doing your thing.
Maybe around 70 gold.
That seems more than reasonable.
And if anything comes to light, we'll let you know as soon as we can, and we will tell you. Then we'll tell you what we're going to do beforehand, in case you just want to pick them up or not. I don't know how long it's going to take, so you might have to leave to. You might just have to leave in my hands for a while.
Oh, that should be no problem. I'm sure
I'm
we'll be
gonna-
back around here at some point.
Does the payment need to be now?
The initial one for the, at least half up front for we'll see what happens.
No problem. I just
Put
handed
down.
70 gold.
I was gonna put down 4 at least.
If you go to put like money down, she puts her hand up and blocks you, and just hands him 70 gold. Her 70 gold, sorry.
Alright.
So, I am unfamiliar with what this sort of thing is. Would there be a way for you to contact these two?
I do believe, and
I pull
Ralof
out
pulls out,
Cindy
he's like,
Stone.
yeah, we've already set up a connection with each
I was
other.
gonna say, like, as she like sort of put her hand like sort of to stop me, I would have just turned around, started heading towards Bro, like sort of moved around the hand, and it was going to hand the sending stone before he said that.
Oh, you've...
I guess I can keep hold of this for a bit longer then.
I do got a question. Is it possible to link these up and I'll hold up my sending stone? Is it possible to link these up to multiple sending stones? Or, you know, have it actually cast the spell with someone I'm actually familiar with? who
The
doesn't have
second one will be a bit more of a situation that's doable. It'll cost more money. It's cheaper to do in pairs because it's easier to cast a spell between two things that are linked. And it is possible to get more sending stones made per group, but we'll need to make them from scratch to begin with. Either way, you're going to have to be buying a new set. A single sending stone that acts as the sending spell. Let me quickly have a look. I want everyone to roll insight.
Sure.
Fair enough.
I'm going to use Total Curse to reroll that.
Sure.
So let me mark that off first.
Surprisingly good for me.
So Jakurva's the one person I don't think who needed to roll inside because you're not here. Yeah, you see, you're in a tavern. You're having a lovely cup of some alcohol that you prefer. It is morning, but who gives a shit? It's noon somewhere.
I was about to say it's 4 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it's a broth. It tastes horrible to people who aren't Leonin. and it's probably at least mildly to incredibly alcoholic, depending on who made it.
I'm just gonna quickly have a look at the table. Those who rolled a 15 or above, let's say, for the insight check, you notice that Bralov is seeming to have a lot more experience dealing with the customers than Shova does. It seems like he's done this before, being commissioning in charge. You're not exactly sure what that means, but it seems like Shova is a little bit more new and hesitant to this thing.
But it also seems that Shova seems to be deferring to Shova a bit as well. So it's a weird oxymoron-ish dichotomy thing that's going on.
Interesting.
Does it seem like he's training the new guy, so to speak? And then
No.
deferring to him?
No.
Seems
Okay.
like Bralov just seems to have more of a
Bad memory.
talking sort of thing,
Yeah.
whereas Shova is just like, I make the things.
I need to have a look at the table I put down. You're getting one stone that does everything you want, probably be roughly 400 to 600 gold, depending on if it works or not the first time. Getting a base set is 300, and an additional 75 gold per stone added.
There's 1, 2. There's 7 of us, correct?
6.
6 of us. So that would come to a total of.
That's 750 gold.
So it would be 750 gold or 700 gold.
700. It's 750 gold, or it would be between 400 to 600 gold.
For the one that can commit, for the one that casts that into whoever, it's 400 to 600. And for getting one for the group, where if you talk into one, everyone hears and can receives, and sort of it's a connection, is probably around 700 gold.
Only downside, but both of downsides. The one that can go to everyone only works once a day. The one that goes to each person in the group, each stone, still only works once a day. So you can send a message to everyone, and they can all respond to you, and then send another message back to you. But you can only do that once a day each.
Okay.
Yeah, they're unfortunately not walkie-talkies.
That's
Sorta like 'em,
that's a
but
much.
there's not enough.
There's a much you could try for walkie-talkies, but that's going to be very expensive.
Or have much more limited range.
I don't have that much in the way of funds right now. I'll come back later when I have more funds.
Cool.
It's good to see this is doable.
Anyone else want anything enchanted while we're here?
If we're talking about standard basic enchantment, I hold out my. I pull out my longsword. Just to make this magical. How much?
Have a look at longsword. Pretty sure it's just about 115 gold. I'm providing the material, so I can vote that down to 107-ish.
How long we reckon we're gonna be in Telnarous? I look to the others.
I have no need to go anywhere quickly, so I don't really care.
How long is the process?
This can get done in a day or two if we do it first.
Okay. I put up 90 up front. And I'll try and get the other, 11 gold? I need 11 more gold in order to
17.
get this done. 17. Well,
You
yeah, I've
can
got
have
6.
17 gold. I have 117, so it'll like even it out. I just hand you the 17.
And then I just keep 6. Yeah. Yep, I'll remove that.
Alright, anyone else?
I
Oh, I'm
was
fine, thank you.
wondering about other enchantments and just looking into like different types of enchantments and things. If there's anything sort of new and exotic around in Telnarous.
You've got your basic enchantments. You see Barrelov takes over again. You've got your ones that enhance your magical capabilities, one that enhances attributes well known to people, providing a certain extent of a bonus. Resistances. I don't think there's anything. That's all the standard ones. Anything else is a bit more complicated and will take some time and experimentation and cost a bit much more money.
So it's more just things to enchant weapons and armor, really. Is there anything that can be used on just a person?
In what regard?
Something that if you lose the item, like you don't have to worry about because it's on you. Like, can you enchant a person?
There's, and you see him ponder a bit. Sheriff also starts to think, and it's like, you can get magical tattoos done, not here, but you'd have to find someone with the equipment and the capabilities.
Do you know where I'd be able to find someone like that?
Unsure if there's one here in Telnarous. Somewhere near places with sailors, like we have a dock here. Union of Azeroth, maybe the Cartesian Concordant. What's that one that's in Gislane? The one near the Concordant? And Shaver looks over and starts thinking. Tempest Bay? Yeah, Tempest Bay might have some.
That makes sense. I'll have to look into it. Thank you. That's everything I need.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah, I'll if anyone else wants to do anything, I'll leave you to it. I'm just going to have a little walk.
As you start to leave, Bralov looks over to the group like, oh, hey, if you're here for at least a day or so, maybe tomorrow evening we can go get a drink at a restaurant. Catch me up on what you've done.
Sounds good. As I'm saying that as I like walk off, just like politely nod and then leave.
I do a bow and a nod. I will see that the engine summit. Thank you very much for.
Before you go, you see as like Shriver pulls up with two receipts for both Selena and for Judas. So go take that to Tiffany. Lets her know that you've paid for it, etc. Ticket.
Yes, of course.
And Bralov's like, the Broken Peg line. It's down by the dock district. That's where we'll meet tomorrow.
Broken Pedal. Got it.
Nod.
Yeah. I will do that. I then go to Tiffany, hand the receipts in.
Yeah, she hands you a little stub that's like, okay, just keep this on you and you can pick up your thing. We've got your name on file in case you lose it, so it's all good.
Yep. I then pocket it. Wait for the others, and then I head out.
I've gone off on my own.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, you all leave. Osiris says that he's got something he wants to do, and he starts to head off on his own as well. So what do the rest of you all do?
I'll try to find a nice sort of calmer area in the city. Is there anywhere that's sort of like a park or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a few places. The Heaven's Ward has a few little gardens and stuff. There's some notable places to relax in the Dockwood. Like there's stuff overlooking the sea.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because that was something that I did last time I was at Telnarous. I'm going to try and find that same spot that I went to when I first went to Telnarous and just shape some water. And just try to just take some time to think.
Get out.
No, I don't think they're great.
You go in
I
and
will when I get my cape.
you go and enjoy the sea breeze.
Just pondering, not really in going there to enjoy it. It's sort of more of a. It's like.
You go to
Honestly.
experience the sea breeze because it's not like you can get away from
Was there
it.
with me last time.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go deal with that. What are the others doing?
I'm going to look at the peacock and the redhead. Like, did you want me to find us accommodation, or did you guys have something else to do? Next, I would require you for a moment when you get the time.
Me?
Yes, you.
What do you want with me?
I seem to owe you an apology.
Yeah, that would be nice actually.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Why wait?
Possibly after accommodation. We can wait, but I do owe you one.
Alright, then I'll be waiting.
Christine, did you have anything you wanted to do?
As Osiris is like leaving, he stops and he's like, "Don't forget to pick up our things."
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Good.
I don't know where to pick up our things myself. I was just wondering if there was any way to remember, because I really don't.
Roll history. It's always history for trying to remember shit if the
I
jams are being
remember
nice.
because I was fucking depressed when it all happened, so I would not have taken any of that shit in.
You remember?
I know
What
exactly.
do you
where.
mean you were?
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm thinking maybe you were probably depressed.
1 second. Let me also roll one for him.
I just had a death in the family.
Who?
Jesus.
Osiris?
Osiris.
Yeah. Okay. Osiris hands you like the receipt that he got from forgot his name.
Mardo?
Mardo. He's like, there's a butcher's in the Market District. Ask for Mark.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she just start moving towards that area.
Okay.
Just sort of straight line, really. And like to Judith's question, probably as like she was asking that, doesn't give a proper response. It just moves.
Is Was she always like this, or has Jukuvra rubbed off on her? I point to. I look to Anexara.
He seems to be going through a bit of an edgy phase.
We got the sass and we got the edge, like all the teenage vibes happening.
Did something happen that I'm not aware of?
I don't think it's really any of your business, really. If you want to know what's going on with her, you should ask her yourself. And I would
Fair
just
enough.
not
Yeah,
ask
all
that,
the
leaving her to
answers.
herself.
Yep.
She's going through a rough patch, so probably just don't make her life harder than it is.
Look. I would like to say I'm sorry.
And I take your apology, thank you.
I know it is coming from where I come from. I can see how what I said the other day might have felt growing up. Yeah, growing up in the where I grew up, you are never given a choice. You are told to do, to live, to eat, to sleep, how people tell you to. And just the thought of willingly giving into that might have never crossed my mind. I'm not sure.
Do you need a
What you have to-
shovel to dig yourself that hole?
Yeah, hey, look. I know I'm bad at apologies here, okay? But it is
How about-
not my place to tell you how to do what you want to tell you to do what I want you to do. It is not my life. That
Thank you, I appreciate it. But you know how you can really apologize to me?
shut up.
No. Give Kitty some slack.
I want to. I really do.
Then just do it. It's your choice.
True. Last time I saw Kitty, if you want me to be honest, was the day he murdered everyone in my church
I'ma be honest and say
and left me alive.
that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
That's amazing. That might get play of the game.
Are you walking? Are you walking and talking, or are you just like as? I
Oh,
walk
we're
up, you just
walking
scan?
and talking.
Okay. Just from my own knowledge.
You have your sub story. Sure, Jakuva has his sub story. I've got my sub story. I didn't ask for your sub story.
Well, I thought that context would be granted in this situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't really care.
Young
I
people
don't
nowadays.
like you. You've not given me any form of good impression. So, no offense, but yeah, you're not in my friends list. I prefer everybody else in the group.
I only joined like 4 days ago.
And so far, all you've done is really give me a bad impression, so. I accept your apology. Thank you for it. That does, take you out of the poop tier, but yeah, I'm still not a big fan of you.
Can you guys be done now and actually help me look for this place? I could use actual help.
Of course.
Yes,
What do
of
you mean,
course. Oh, what place is this?
Following the directions, you are able to eventually find at least the market that Osiris mentioned, but you don't see any obvious butchery places around. So make one of those streetwise checks AJ came up. So just a flat charisma check.
I
try
will
and-
assist.
Yeah, so you can
I-
use
yeah.
advantage. Whoever wants to lead, it can be either Selena or Annex.
I'm not.
Sorry, Christine or
Christine.
Annex.
I got a
I'm-
plus 4 to charisma, so.
I
I'm
also got a
leading.
+4 to charisma.
5.
Alright,
Oof.
I'm leading. I'm leading though. Like
Yeah,
she
I'll-
is
Yeah.
taking
Yeah,
point.
I'll help.
Alright.
I'll help Christine out.
Go with
her-
advantage.
Natural
Nat
20.
20.
You go,
Fuck
go.
it.
Nice.
It's not even a question. You're walking into this market. Everyone else, you kind of look around. There's a lot of bustling going on. There's stalls everywhere. There's color and light and people and sound. Christine, you walk in. You stop for half a step, swivel on the spot, and just start walking in a direction.
Yeah,
and
this is
it's
like as I
like-
tell him to shut up as well. I just sort of realize what's around the corner.
And then it's you walk in. You just keep going. You other two don't really know where she's suddenly gone off to, but not even a minute later, you're stepping through the door of this side street butchery shop that is in the market technically, but it's hard to find the front door. And you step in, there's a little bell that goes ding a ling a ling a ling ling, and it's just a butcher shop around the front. At the moment, there's no one at the counter, but for a few seconds, you wait, and you hear in the back of the room. Darian looks up his notes from how this person sounds.
How Mark sounds.
And you hear someone from one of the back rooms is just be there in a moment.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then a few.
Make it quick. A friend of mine named Osiris is looking for Mark.
Work.
Oh yeah? Well, that's me then. As he steps through the door, you see this large half-orc. He's like a big dude, massive fucking like barrel-style chest and stuff. He's wearing an apron that is almost too small for him. Like, you wonder how he probably gets it over his head. But he's like splattered with blood because he's a butcher. You can assume what he's been doing with it. And he has like his large cleaver that he just like slams into like a section of wood near the door. And he's like, "So, who the fuck are you?"
Long story short, we know Osiris. We've been with Osiris. We know we should have something related to Mardo. Stuff for us.
All right. And your names?
Christine.
Swivels his head to the next person.
I'm Judas. I'm just here to help them get paid.
He wasn't a part of it.
He looks directly at the eyes, like the symbol of the Tabris and the eyes tab, and he goes, "Clearly," and looks at Annex, waiting expectantly.
Sorry, 1 second.
And this bird
let's just say she says her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting. I got a few deliveries. You have the.
Hands the slip.
Thank you. The receipt, quite nice. He looks it over, and he goes, "I expected more of you." Yeah.
The others are busy, so I got told to do this.
Everyone's busy, and he turns, just walks out of the room.
And you get my point.
A few minutes later, see, comes back. He's like, it's very awkward. It's like a very awkward amount of time that he's gone for. Maybe 10 minutes. And as he comes back, you see that he's got a small, like, bundle of stuff. Seem to be a couple books, a couple, like, cloak cape things, and, like, a wand is placed on it, and he places it on top of the thing. And he's just... And he goes and says...
Well, I guess these are yours then. It's a special delivery. Anything else you wanted? Does he like toss? He literally just tosses the package at you, Christine.
Yeah, I just sort of take it. I just sort of, as he's like, anything else you want, I just say thank you and just walk out.
As you start to leave, he's like, "Might have mentioned a little bit of extra as well." He said, "If there's any other deliveries you need made, just come talk to your friend Mark."
I'll make sure to tell Osiris.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very much.
You check in the party inventory, it should all be there.
Oh,
So grab what you want.
How do
Each
we
person-
get the party inventory open? Sorry.
Top right button in the very corner, 3 little people symbol and an eye.
Ah.
Oh yeah, that that one.
Yep. So you unpack it. I'm assuming if you do it here or you do it somewhere else, you open it up and you see there are 2 cloaks that appear to be like the outer wrapping of it, aside from like this brown paper that is being used. They usually put the meat in. Inside the 2 cloaks wrapped up is a book, actually 2 books, and a wand is like tucked into one side. One book is like completely blank, though, because you are a spellcaster. Actually, literally everyone who has this package is a spellcaster. You can tell this is a blank ritual book. It's literally like every single. It could be even used as a spell book like normally, but it's completely empty, ready to be used.
I thought
And the
it
other
had
one-
a couple spells in there already
If it does, I don't remember.
I don't think it does.
because I bought. Oh no, I bought the components for one of the spells. I didn't.
Yeah,
put
you're
the
gonna put them in
other
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other book is a tome. It appears like the title on the spine says like bards throughout the ages.
that's Osiris's.
And yeah, so just take your respective item. Even people who aren't here right now can just grab their item, because who cares?
Honestly, I can't even remember what mine was.
You wanted the cloak of protection.
Right, okay.
Mine was the manta ray. Because I don't want to drown.
Yeah, as
So
you
now
pick
if we get thrown into the water, it's all good.
as Selena picks up Sirs, it looks like if it was a stingray, it looks like it if it was like a real life stingray, it's got this like coloration that a stingray would have.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the leather before. It feels like silk, and when you place it on, it looks very aquatic themed for you.
Yeah, I saw a few pictures of them. They look so cool.
Yep, and when you pull, like, has like two kind of like really long collar bits on either side, and when you pull them up over your mouth, they stay there, and you can breathe underwater when you have them over your mouth.
That's really cool.
It's neato.
Let me just
Yep.
have a look at that cloak of protection. I am gonna make a module that is like all the images of magic items to see what they look like for everyone else.
Nice.
Nice.
That's going to be a bit though. But the cloak of protection just is a nice blue cloak. It's got like a little bit of like chain around the neck and a large little signet brooch in the middle with like red linen in the middle. Send a picture into chat. That's helpful stuff. That's not what I want.
Yeah, helpful.
The wand of the War Mage is a polished black wand with a large gem in the middle.
Perfect.
It's very simple. It's probably not what the actual image is, but this is the one that you got. And it will be retconned when I find out what it looks like.
I like that look though. Just don't ever show the image.
Yeah, they can be different looking. It doesn't have to always look the same.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the spellbook looks like just a normal spellbook.
Yeah, it's a spell book. It's blank in every way, shape, and form at the moment.
Something I've
It's got
seen
like a
many
rune
times.
sigil. It's probably got like a runic sigil on the front that they need to like sign their name to link it to them, but it's blank. But you
Good to
do
know.
notice that there is only 5 items here. There was supposed to be like 6 things.
Did Court say that he wanted one? Or was he...
Oh no, cool.
like-
Yeah, you got money as well. My bad. That's what that money
Yeah.
was. You got 600
Oh,
gold.
okay. Oh, cool.
More on top of it.
Hang on.
That's
So
what that
it
money
would have been...
was.
We don't
it
know
would
what
have been
Jakuvra asked for.
He maybe... Oh no, he wouldn't have been able to pick it up on his own because he
He
didn't
probably
have
asked for
first aid.
information. We probably could have.
Yeah, it might have been info. I don't know. I don't
mean-
know.
If he were to go, like, depending on how he got back to the Amorosian Empire in the first place, he could have taken the fucking train.
Yeah.
You know what, Kim? There is no image
What?
for one of the War Mage, so congratulations. That's what it looks
Hell
like.
yeah. The Black Staff of What's the color, Gem?
Red.
Yeah. Pure red. Yeah, that's just what I would have said probably.
As we won't close the day out, but I think we'll end the session here, and we'll have like everything else that's going to happen for the day start up next session, especially like the stuff with Osiris.
That's fair.
So if there's anything else you want to quickly do before we end session, go ahead. Let me know.
Obviously, find inn and rent rooms.
now.
Yeah, we can say you all can get an in at the crystal, whatever the hell the place is called.
The Crystal Horse.
That's it. I just closed my world mega notes, so I didn't have the name.
We would have gone for longer, but people have work tomorrow, so
That's
we
fine.
started also late. So small
I have
thing.
sleep. That's just, my life.
That's fine. That's fine. I probably wouldn't do anything else that day. If I wanted to go exploring through stores, I'd do that tomorrow probably.
Okay.
And yeah,
Fair enough.
she'd probably like take her just like let's take the wand from the thing, thinking it's just hers. Seeing there's nothing else really there for her, just sort of when we're all sort of sitting down, just leave the rest there and just sort of just let everyone do their own thing.
If that's
I'll probably just find somewhere to stay for the night and stuff, and probably maybe find Kitty, but that's it.
if that's the case, then that's where we'll end. We should end quickly because the cat one's in my room. So bad, apparently. But thanks for coming. I'm sorry that we started late. I'm sorry that we're ending early. But hopefully next time, proper times. Good things to go. But I hope you all had fun. It was a very nice amount of roleplay. I like these sessions where me and Darian have planned a whole bunch of things and we don't talk about any of it because you haven't done it, because you wanted to roleplay so much.
We do.
Gives us
That's
some
fair.
break. But now we know where you're going, so that's a good thing. Join me tomorrow. I'll be playing some more Bayonetta, Session 3. I beat, like, the second chapter last time, to Chapter 3. Game's fun. Dommy Mummy for a reason. I found out why she's called Mummy. It's because she's an actual mom, maybe. Who knows? I'll find out what that child is. Tuesday, more primetime cram time. We're doing fun missions now. We're doing the
Big
elephant.
bang.
Elephant's so good. I love the elephant. And then he's got.
We're
the
gonna
big
go
bang.
try to rob that thing on what? The highest? No way. We'll do
What?
it.
What the fuck?
What?
Death sentence 1 down. What?
What? Damn. Wednesday. Don't know yet. We've said before that there will be D&D in the future on Wednesday. At least a fortnight, maybe once a fortnight. For now,
It'll
we
happen.
don't know. Maybe party games. I might grab some people from today and the Star Crew, play some Gardic Phone or Jackbox or whatever. We'll figure it out. I'm sorry, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. And Thursday, more Pokemon. We'll be doing the last 2 gyms, doing a little bits and bobs left before having to fight Red, and then I'll grind to fight Red, and then we'll fight Red. I've decided that I'll be playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth next, so go join
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I've never played
That's so
Cyber
cool.
Sleuth before. I love Digimon. It's gonna be a fun time. And
You're
we'll-
in for a fun time.
And we'll be next week on Friday, 8 p.m. It will be session 27 of Icewind Dale and the Frost Maiden. Shit happened last week, and the original party is down to like 3 people now. Actually, no, the original party died. So the second
There's
party.
one member of the original party. We still got Annex. Annex,
yeah.
goddammit.
We have one member of the original party left, and everyone else has respawned once. So we'll see what's going to happen next week. It's going to be fun. But they're at the start of Act 3. They're at the end game of Icewind Dale. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to do it, but they're at the start. So it looks like I have to start writing for Isekai campaign better now. But yeah. And then we're back in 2 weeks' time for session 21 of Roll for Initiative Presents Echoes of Forgotten. We did come up with some name changes for Roll for the Initiative that me and Kim did not ask anyone yet because we're dum-dums. But
Oh yeah.
that name might change.
Congratulations.
We'll have a meeting after this to lay out some of these ideas and see what people think. But yeah, thanks for
Emergency
coming.
meeting.
Don't do drugs, stay in school, I'm not your dad, all that good stuff. Have a good weekend if you're in Australia. Probably a long weekend for most people. Unless I don't... Does anyone else do Cop Day, or is it just Melbourne?
We have Cup Day, but it's not a day off.
Don't know if it's a public
Yeah,
holiday
no, like,
down
we
here.
just go to school and stuff
Fuck
like
you
that. I
all.
remember watching it in school.
We get a
so-
day off.
Is your Monday before Melbourne Cup or fucking you?
No, we get Cop
Is it
Day
what,
off.
next Monday?
Next
Is
Tuesday.
it like
Tuesday is Cop
It's
Day.
Tuesday.
But,
First Tuesday in November is
but
coming.
most people
Yeah.
take the Monday off as well, so we get a 4-day
Yeah, it makes
weekend.
sense.
because we
I
have
get an
Monday as
audio
a public
4-day
holiday, but I don't
weekend,
know what that
baby.
is.
That's just you though. It's
Monday's called like
recreation.
Recreation Day or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
No.
Which I'm not working that day because they won't pay me casual rates. Fucking
Oh,
assholes.
no.
Melbourne Cup, boy.
But yeah, have a good time. We'll see you all. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone else will see you next week. Does any of our streamer friends have anything cool going on next week? Before I be rude and forget to ask that.
I don't have anything going on, but Sam is currently doing a sponsor thing.
That's basically ended for the week, but yeah.
Okay.
I heard it was from Mr. Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, no, it's probably a failed sponsorship, but I tried my best.
You know what? That's fair.
You only
I'm on
fail
the-
if you give up, bud.
I'm delayed, like on my stuff at the moment. I'm waiting for something to come in, and I got delayed on it. So
It's an Elgato. That's what she's waiting for.
I got delayed.
She can't play a fucking robot game. That's why she's
Oh.
sad.
I'm delayed. Shut up.
I made her mad yesterday by calling Jack and Daxter the other one. I forgot the other one. Especially
Oh.
Clank.
Probably making me mad.
Oh,
No, it wasn't a mistake. It was a deliberate call Jack and Daxter.
I know exactly how that feels.
End
'cause you
this.
do that with me with
End
music,
this.
I'm
Just
gonna-
end this
and I
thing.
get
now.
just as upset.
I'm gonna
End
miss
this
you
You know, it's
now.
probs like Cooper. I've got no reason to hate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.